Hi and welcome to this Divine Voice outside of Africa, Marist Vocations. Thank you very much for taking this time watching us again. Today I'm with Zambian born brother. Welcome, brother.
Thank you so much, Brother Inyas. And I'm honored to be invited on this Divine Voice interview. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Let us starting by telling us who you are.
Well, my name is Ngeri Henry Mpondo Chisopa, but I normally use Ngeri Henry because these are my official names that are found on my official documents. I'm Zambian by nationality. I come from the family of 8. Now we are 7. We used to be 4 boys and 4 girls. Sadly, one of my sisters passed on, so we are now 4 boys and 3 girls. Thank you.
That's great. It's a very good family. So everything has its origin. How and when your vocation journey started?
Well, it's a long time ago. I remember when I was at primary school, I used to admire the white fathers because I come from the parish of the missionaries of Africa. So they used to speak our language. They were coming from different, nationalities. They used to speak our languages. They used to celebrate mass. So I used to admire such kind of life. And it's from that background that I developed the interest of becoming religious. Now can you imagine many years ago, from primary school to high school, even after high school, it has been like a journey of discerning and developing. So it's from the interest of the white fathers who inspired me to become a religious. Thank you.
That's great. So how did you find yourself in Madys life?
I would say for me it's somehow like a mystery or a miracle because I grew up without knowing the Marist brothers, even after finishing high school. The people that I know much are white fathers, and also the decision towards the end of my high school, they took over our parish. And even when I finished high school, I was to join the Salesians of Don Bosco, the Don Bosco priests and brothers. But then I changed. I became a Marist. I had a friend. He never even became a Marist, but he's the one who connected me to the brothers. And from there, we started communicating, and I ended up becoming a Marist. But it's quite interesting because I never knew the brothers before. So I'm even like some kind of new, to the Marist brothers because I didn't know them before.
That's great. Marist is international congregation of men who lives in a community. And we do talk that community is a school of faith, is a school of prayer. It is also a place of communion. How have you learned in this school?
I have learned a lot, especially using our community as an example, which is a community. A lot of diversity, cultural diversity, religious diversity, because of many brothers from different countries all over Africa. So first of all, I've learned a lot to embrace one another and also to learn from one another. For instance, in some places, the way people have their devotion, for example, to our Mother Mary or to Jesus Christ, to the Blessed Sacrament, is different from ours. So each time I wake up, I go to pray, or I observe people praying. I don't only go to pray, but also to learn. And from that experience, I've come to embrace that, difference in religious matters also in our spirituality, in faith is very important. Not the way I know we say we should do or the way we should pray, but also to be open-minded and also to have an open heart to learn from others when they pray or when they practice religious activities.
That's great. One of our founder, Marcel Champagne, said that we are different but complementary. And one of the articles that we published somewhere I read was about cultural diversity. And really I was touched with that. What inspired you to talk about cultural diversity?
Thank you so much. What really inspired me is our community life, because of people from different cultural background, different nationalities. So I was thinking that Africa, we are one. Yes, we are one, but we have a lot of differences. And I was inspired seeing how people behave, act, or do things in a different way from my culture or from my people. So that inspired me to say, can I write something that maybe I can share my experiences from what I've learned or what I was taught, even taught. And that inspired me to say, we are one people, but different again because of our cultural background.
That's great. Religious people, we are Jesus Christ-like. And Jesus Christ-like, we also have that human flesh. And we are told that Jesus who has divine space in him, he was tempted. In desert, we do read in the Gospels. Now, as a religious person, when you meet temptation, how do you resist that temptation? Or have you ever met with some temptations?
First of all, I would say to be human is to encounter temptation every day. And every day I do encounter different temptations. But it's by the grace of God that I keep on, moving forward. So for me, it's not a matter of overcoming temptation, but it's a matter of having effort to move ahead. For example, when we want to overcome something, we do not just maybe stop doing it, but we should also try to work on the thing that may lead you to do, or like to fall into those temptations. So I try to work hard. For example, I put much effort not to run out from temptation, but whenever they come, to try by all means to put a bit of effort and to move forward. But I do not run out from temptation, and every day I encounter different temptations.
That's great. In life, we fall, we get up, we dust off, we continue our journey. And in life, we learn from different people who shaped our minds. One of them is our founder, Marist Champagne. There is a quotation I like so much. He said it: to do God's wondrous mission is not to be genius, but to be devotedness, commitment, and being trust and confidence in God. For you, what do you learn from Marist Champagne?
First of all, I would say from the time I became a Marist, Champagne has been my role model. He's someone who endured a lot of difficulties, but at the end of the day, you see the fruits, the Marist congregation. If he was alive today, he would be very proud of himself. Maybe it would be like he never knew that it would grow to this way. So I learned the spirit of working hard and, enduring the setbacks that may come along. Never give up, always put much effort. And maybe tomorrow, the fruits will be there to benefit other people, even when I may not be there, but I have to work hard even for the people will be there tomorrow. So I learned from him the spirit of hard working and also to endure the challenges that may come along the way.
It's great. Hard working pays. And you do say too much that hard working leads to that co-creation. You join the God's hand for creation. Again, there is a saying, normally says the habit does not make a monk. The French people say, that the habit doesn't make a man. For you, where do you stand in that statement?
First of all, I agree with the statement. To be a religious, maybe a priest, a bishop, a brother or sister, not the habit that we put on or the cross. First of all, it's the heart that matters. My actions, my behavior. Do I treat my brother as I would love to be treated? Do I love my sister as I love myself? So it's not about the habit or the cross. It's about the life I'm leading, the life I'm living, and the life that I'm able to share with my colleagues. So what matters for me is the heart, the action, even the behavior. So the habit is just a piece of cross. Tomorrow I can remove it, but will my life be beneficial to others?
That's great. You reminded me one of my quotations. I said that the life is not about the content, but content which you live. And as you said, our way, our virtues. Some scholars do say even the virtue is the middle. Now, what is your experience within years you have spent in Marist life? As a Marist, what can you talk about in Marist life?
Well, my experience has been a very good one, very, very good one. I have learned a lot from the day the brothers. And one thing that I've come like to realize, or that I've learned, or even I liked my experience, is the way brothers live their life. One, simple people, people who are willing to learn, even to teach others. So it's the simplicity that has attracted me much, about the brothers. I've met even people who are so much educated, met people who are doing well in life, but very, very simple because of, being married. So simplicity is something that I've liked all along, something that I've learned, and I wish to embrace that, the life of simplicity. Yes.
That's great, life of simplicity, the one of Jesus Christ. So my concern up to now is the young people outside. The young people are too much occupied by technology. And right now, there's some people even want some congregation, they want to join, but sometimes they're not interested in reading a book. What can you tell them? What wisdom will you offer to them, those who are searching on their vocation, particularly Marist life?
First of all, I do not condemn the young people that they are so centered on technology. I do not condemn them because, in this 21st century, this is what the world is offering. The world is offering technology. So everybody who is born in this era is expected, to fall into that pit, to be a boy or a girl, a man or woman of technology. But my advice to those who are seeking for vocation or maybe wish to join or to become religious is that, first of all, they have to pray over it. And it's not just a matter of you decide in a day. No, it has to be a discernment, a long process. And if possible, if there are people they can talk to or share their aspirations and desires, they should be so open to share and to learn from other people. It's something that is not easy. Today you may feel like you want to become religious, tomorrow you change your mind. Another day you feel like you want to become religious. So please talk to people, find someone to talk to accompany you, to journey with you until finally now you become one. It's not something like we just to happen automatically or you desire to join. No, it's a long discernment, a prayer, people's advice, accompaniment, and also to work hard on myself and on yourself to be more human. To be religious, don't expect that, you have to be an angel. First of all, be human and then come to God the way you are or the way I am. So please, as you discern, share with some people, maybe the elders, church leaders, or your friends, family members, or parents, anyone who can advise you and learn. Then in the process, you may understand what God wants you to do or to become.
That's good to have said it well. Even Jesus daily changes us that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. I hope they will get your message. When we read the history of the world, we do find the great people have discovered the continents, discovered the rivers, like Oscar, like Richard Kant, and others. Those, when they discovered some place, they were leaving some symbols. For you, what legacy would you like to leave behind in this center where you spend almost 4 decades, which means 4 years? I call it a decade because 1 year in this center myself is a decade.
I agree with you. Spending 4 years is quite long, and I must admit that I've even missed home, because I've been here for 4 good years. But I've known people, I've known places. This place became home. It is my home now, and all the people around here are my family members and friends. But one thing that I would like to leave behind is that people should remember me that I was a human being. I don't want people to say, no, he was an angel to praise me. I also people to say, no, he was like a devil. No, just people would say, he was a human being. That means he related with everyone. He was approachable. People would come to him. He was friendly. He was loving. Just to be human. I don't wish to be someone I am not, but to be human and to be available, to be approachable. That's what people want them to say maybe when I leave this place.
That's great to hear the way you want to be remembered. So do you have any remarks or other things you want to pass across to our audience?
The message I would like to communicate to all of you watching us is that, to be religious is not something easy. I should also admit that the idea I had of religious before joining is totally different from what I encountered when I became one. So it is always very important that before you aspire to become a religious or to join religious life, be convinced of what you want to do. Do not be forced or be pushed by external forces. Be convinced. So my idea is just simple is that remember, you can serve God either as a religious or not a religious. That means as a lay person. But what is important is that always remember to do what God wants us to do. It's very important. If God wants you to become a religious, become one. If not, do not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't take it granted to have answered, honored my invitation. It's something great I have to acknowledge. Thank you very much for availing yourself to come talk to us and to talk to the society at large. May God bless you. Continue being a bleedy brother.
You're welcome, brother. I'm very much honored also to be on this divine voice. Thank you so much.
To our audience outside of Africa, thank you very much for taking your time to listen what Africa youth needs to hear. Thank you very much.